is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And for today, I have a new house for you guys on this channel. And we have none other than Fragrance de Bois Oud Rose Intense Parfum, or Intense, depending on how you want to pronounce it. See if I can get the camera to focus on this, you guys. Can't see it. Okay. There we go. Alright, so I've got a full sampler set from these, you guys. And I'm super stoked to share with you guys my perfume experience with these. I've yet to actually go through majority of them. I've only tried about 2 on. And this might be the first British house that is actually to my liking. It's very French in its style of perfumery, but also very refined. And the one thing I appreciate so much about this so far, from the couple of samplers I've tried, is that it lacks this sort of typical British baby powder quality, which I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, so today, as I've said earlier, we have Fragrance de Bois Oud Rose Intense Parfum, and I haven't tried this yet, so it'll be my first time going over it with you guys. So what we'll do is we will go over the description off of the website as well as the notes. Then I will do a perfume experience with you guys for the first time ever. So with that said, and before we get started, make sure to grab your favorite snack, your favorite bevy or cafe, sit back and relax and enjoy the awesomeness heading your way. Okay, so beware the allure of Oud Rose, an intoxicating and heady perfume full of complex twists and turns. Prepare to be captivated by a fragrance voyage, charting an aromatic transition from fruity to floral, climaxing in sensual, warming and woody with its mesmerizing melange of romanticism. Witness the dalliance of fresh bergamot and fruits as they collude with pure rose and geranium. A mellifluous melody of intimacy and unforgettable scent of sophistication. Okay, so that's the description. And for the notes, top notes, there's bergamot and fruits. Middle notes, there's rose, geranium, sandalwood, and amber. And for the base notes is 100% pure organic vintage oud. Okay. So this will be interesting. So let's go ahead with this, shake it a bit, and yeah, that should be enough, I think. Actually, let's do another one. All right. So the sprayer on this, I've been finding they're a bit of a hit and a miss. On some samplers they're good, on others not so great. Okay, so I sprayed over here. As you can see, not much of a spray print. It's pretty clear, not greasy, not oily, and just overall non-staining, so I wouldn't worry too much about applying this while wearing whites. Now for what I've been waiting for, so have you guys. Wow. Wow. This is just pure class and sex appeal. My God. There is nothing whatsoever about this that says British perfumery, okay? I'm sorry, but I've smelled enough British perfume houses. This is very, very French, which I'm loving because I love French perfumery. Interesting. The one thing that comes straight away to mind is Parfum de Marly. It smells so much like the DNA of Parfum de Marly that it is just, yeah, it is it is mind-boggling to me how close it is to Parfum Marly de Marly. Like I'll put it up there with the likes of Leighton and Pervical or Pervisol. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but yeah, quite very similar DNA to Parfum de Marly. Now, I'll be straight up with you. I do not smell a single hint of oud in here. So, whatever amount of oud they used, it is so tiny that I can't pick on it. And I have straight up ouds, including organic ouds and aged ouds. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't get any oud here whatsoever. So, from a marketing standpoint, for a lot of these houses, as long as they've included a certain amount of a compound or an ingredient or a note, they can claim that it is an oud, let's say, perfume, like in this case. But yeah, this is very very lacking in oudiness. Now my skin, it smells also very clean, a bit soapy. The rose in here is very hard to pick on. Smells very late 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s European perfumery. It's just very familiar, but also very elegant and refined. Yeah, so many things to note here. The other thing I will say is that it's very well blended, so it's hard to pick on notes just independently. So I'll try my best here to pick on these for you guys. So for the top notes, it says bergamot and fruits. So it is fruity, but it's so well blended, it's difficult to pick on. It has that fruit facet minus the sweetness of a fruit that you would associate with a fruit. Says also bergamot. Again, there is citrus in here, but it's so hard to pick on. In the middle notes, we have roses, geranium, sandalwood, and amber. So this 100% is ambery. There is a creaminess to it, so that will be the function of the sandalwood. And then rose and geranium. There is a floral in here, but again, it is so well blended that it's very difficult to pick on independent notes in here. And then for the base note, they say there's 100% pure organic vintage oud. I just cannot pick on oud at all. I get the fruitiness, I get the florals, I get the amber, I get the slight citrus in there, but otherwise that's more or less it. Has also this after effect of muskiness, and this could be a function of the sandalwood or the amber also, but there's slight muskiness to this, very subtle. And yeah, it's also interestingly pretty much gone. My skin completely ate it. It's barely even a skin scent. I can barely pick on it. When I first sprayed it, as I was showing you the spray print, you guys, I could smell it, but now it's gone. It smells actually a lot like a designer perfume that you can buy off of Sephora for a fraction of the price. It is nonetheless, though. It's very classy. It has this elegant sex appeal to it. Actually, maybe sex appeal isn't the right word, but sensuality. So definitely is. Yeah, definitely is very, very pleasant, but very confusing to me at the same time because there's nothing really new here, but it's also a refinement on something that already exists. It's very French in its DNA, does not smell like a British perfumery DNA. No oud. I mean, listen, that's a hill I'm willing to die on. There's no oud in this, so I don't know why they're claiming there's oud. Maybe they put one drop, but even if they put a drop of like some really good oud, I still should be able to pick on it, which I'm not. Okay, anyways, so let's talk some data, facts, deeds. How is this doing performance wise? This is a bit heartbreaking for me, but in terms of performance, it's gonna be weak. I'm gonna say projection trail and Solage is weak. I literally don't even have a skin scent anymore after applying it. It's only been a few minutes and my skin already ate it up and I can't even smell it on my skin. I can barely pick on it, which is telling and also disappointing. Reason being is that this claims to be an intense version and claims to be a parfum concentration, okay? So this is supposed to be strong. Yet when you also look at it, it's very clear. There's no actual evidence of oils used in this whatsoever, just based on the color of the liquid and how it moves. Like, this is just so over the top refined, and that's not an issue if going by the claim of it being intense and a parfum concentration, it performed, but it's not. Maybe if you spray 6 to 10 sprays, you'll get something out of it, but even then, that's a lot. Just, bang for your buck, or even just from a value standpoint, it's just very, very low. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that performance is weak in all aspects. So projection, trail, and Solage is weak with this one. With respect to seasonality, I can barely pick on it. Another thing before we move on, this is one of those scents that your nose is gonna go numb to. It's just so well blended and it doesn't have any sort of play in there or fluctuations that your nose goes blind to it very quickly. So with this one, because it is weak performance wise, I would say that this would be best suited for summer weather where the heat would help it up a bit. It's winter, fall, or spring is going to kill this. The cold will kill it. Even though typically speaking you associate sandalwood and oud and amber with cold weather, it's just this does not have the lift or the ability to perform that I do think that if you put it in cold weather, it's just you will not be able to pick on it unless you spray a lot again, in which case that's just not a very pragmatic, if you wish. Okay, if you're spending that kind of money and you're getting that supposed quality of a perfume, you expect a lot out of it, which this isn't really giving. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is for summer wear. Time of day, just because of the ambery quality of this, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is more for evening wear. Okay, you can put it in the morning or the afternoon, but this truly is better suited for the evening. It's a warm ambery scent and the citrus quality is very little. The florals are subdued. You're getting more of that amber fruit in here, which is better for evening wear. With respect to how you would dress this, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you can get away with semi-formal with this. It's not a formal scent by any stretch of the imagination, although if you do wear it formal, it will be very fitting, but you can get away with semi-formal, semi-casual with this one. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say you can probably also dress this casual, as long as your casual just, isn't hobo homeless casual, rather more of a refined chic casual. Okay. Now, with respect to the gender spectrum, this is unisex. It plays on both genders very well. I think if you're a girl and you put it on, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're a man and you put it on, you're gonna enjoy it. It has both feminine and masculine facets to it, so it plays very well for both genders. So unisex on this one. With respect to the context where you would wear this, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this, because it will be evening wear, pretty much anytime you're going out to entertain in an evening, you can wear this. If you're going to a lounge, you can apply this on. If you're going out to fine dining establishment, you can apply this on. If you are going to some sort of show or musical, you can apply this on. It has to be something a bit refined though. It can't be super, super casual, like going to a concert or going to like some sort of cheap low-end club, because again, the scent is refined, it is elegant, it is sensual, it has this air of class to it, okay? And you're not gonna get away with this in a cheap setting, okay? So you kind of gotta be going somewhere a bit refined to put this on and really appreciate it, okay? So with that said, do I recommend Fragrance du Bois Eau de Resistance Parfum? So from a scent profile standpoint, 100% yes, it is fantastic. It reminds me a lot of quite a bit of the designers that are already in the market. Parfum de Marly, I'm not sure if it's designer niche, probably niche at this point. Parfum de Marly comes to mind. Very, very similar DNA signature here. So from a scent profile point of view, I really, really love how it smells on the formulation. However, from a performance standpoint and for a bang for your buck, it leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, it's again, the labeling of it as intense and parfum, I would think is misleading. Okay, just given the fact that with a parfum concentration or any perfume that has an intense label on it, you expect beast mode performance. Okay, the other piece of it that I find a bit incongruent between the notes and how the perfume smells is the claim for the oud. I do not smell oud in here at all, so I do not know what the concentration is. However, with that said, even though I like the scent profile a lot, but I dislike the, I guess, if you wish, the claims being made as well as the performance, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is very, very mass appealing. It is most certainly in line with a lot of the designers in the market. It is non-offensive, and it also has, skin to, barely any performance on your skin. So if you're into more of a weaker scent that you can smell on your skin without actually encroaching on other people's spaces or inviting people over, but you want to smell also like something that is mainstream and also just from a different house to add to your collection, then 100% yes, get your nose on it, get your wallet on it, cop it, you will not regret it. And the good news is the house does sell their own samplers, which is what I got here. So you can always test this before you commit to a full bottle. It's just that for me personally, I wouldn't get a full bottle of this just because there's so much like it in the market for a fraction of the price as well as better performance. But otherwise, nothing bad to say about the formulation or the scent profile. I actually do like it a lot. I just wish it performed more compared to what I'm experiencing with it at this point. So, with that said, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. As per usual, I very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.